The price of betrayal. On a cold, rainy night, Alena cried bitterly under the heavy downpour. Marcus, please don't do this to me. Please, for the sake of our children. Her voice trembled as tears mixed with the rain. Alena was a beautiful, cheerful woman, the kind whose smile could brighten even the darkest room. She had a gentle spirit that drew people in effortlessly. Family, friends, neighbors, and even strangers loved her almost instantly. She had been married to Marcus for 8 years, and together they had 2 lovely children, Amara and Noah. Life had never been easy for them. They lived in Riverbend Community, a modest neighborhood where survival required patience and faith. Though poor, their small home was once filled with laughter, peace, and love. Marcus was a building contractor, but it had been years since he last secured a job. Every morning, he woke up early, printed flyers, and walked from street to street across Oak Ridge District, hoping anyone, would call him. Days passed. Weeks turned into months. Still, no job came. While Marcus searched endlessly, Alena worked tirelessly by the roadside in Maple Junction, roasting yam and plantain. Her small business paid the children's school fees and kept food on the table. Yet, she never complained. Not once. Instead, she encouraged her husband daily. Don't lose faith, she would say gently. God will remember us soon. Drivers and passers-by gathered every evening around her roasting stand, not just for the food, but for her kindness. Alena treated everyone with respect, no matter who they were. Each morning before Marcus left to search for work, Alena quietly handed him transport money and something for lunch, just in case he didn't return early. Marcus felt ashamed that his wife carried so much of the burden, but he was deeply grateful for her strength. One quiet evening, while Alena roasted plantain, 2 men approached her stand. They wore designer suits and polished shoes that gleamed under the fading sunlight. "Good evening, madam," one of them said politely. "We've heard so much about your roasted plantain and pepper sauce." Alena smiled warmly and served them with her usual kindness. As they ate, she overheard them discussing a large construction project. They mentioned they were searching for a reliable contractor. Her heart leapt with hope. Summoning courage, she spoke gently. "Sorry to intrude. I know a very good contractor." The men looked at her. "Who is he?" "My husband," Alena replied proudly. "He is skilled and dedicated." After studying her face carefully, one man handed her his card. "Tell him to meet me at my office in Summit Towers tomorrow morning." Alena knelt down in gratitude, overwhelmed with joy. That night, she shared the news with Marcus. "This is wonderful," Marcus said softly. "I just pray they accept me." "Have faith," Alena replied. The next morning, they prayed together. Later that day, Marcus called her, his voice shaking with excitement. "They accepted me." Alena screamed with joy, praising God with tears streaming down her face. Marcus's life changed rapidly. Contracts poured in. He rented a large office in Stonefield Plaza, hired workers, and bought a beautiful house in Golden Crest Estate. Alena thanked God, grateful beyond words. She continued her business, now from a rented shop. Life became comfortable again. But blessings soon turned into a test. Marcus hired a new secretary named Vanessa, young, confident, and strikingly beautiful. Marcus's business partner and friend, Caleb, noticed her immediately. "Don't pretend you don't see her," Caleb joked. Marcus brushed it off, at first. But the words Caleb spoke planted a dangerous seed. Slowly, Marcus began comparing Vanessa to Alena. He criticized Elena's body. He mocked her weight. He spoke with cruelty where love once lived. Alena was confused, hurt, and broken, yet silent. Marcus invited Vanessa to a corporate dinner in Silver Lake Hall instead of his wife. They drank. They danced. They crossed lines that should never have been crossed. The next morning, Alena discovered the truth through photos posted online. When she confronted Marcus, he ignored her pain. Days later, after Alena begged Vanessa to leave her marriage alone, Marcus returned home in rage. He slapped Alena. Dragged her outside in the rain. locked the door against her cries. That night, Alena walked through the storm until she reached her sister Ruth's apartment in Hillside Court. Marcus moved Vanessa into his home. But peace never followed. Vanessa insulted him, demanded money endlessly, destroyed his car in anger. One night, during a violent argument, Vanessa pushed Marcus. He hit his head and collapsed. She fled. Marcus lay unconscious, bleeding, until Caleb found him and rushed him to St. Gabriel Medical Center. He survived, but lost everything. Healing without return. Meanwhile, Alena rebuilt her life. She opened a restaurant in Greenway Market. Her food became famous across the city. She grew stronger, confident, and whole again. When Marcus finally saw her months later, confined to a wheelchair, he begged for forgiveness. Alena forgave him. But she refused to return. "I have healed," she said. "I cannot reopen wounds I fought so hard to close." They chose to co-parent peacefully. Marcus recovered slowly, but the love he lost never returned. Moral lessons. A good woman is priceless. Once lost, she may never return. Loyalty should never be repaid with betrayal. Temptation may feel sweet, but its consequences are bitter. The people who stand by you when you have nothing are worth more than those who come when you have everything. Walking away from pain is sometimes the strongest act of self-respect. Every choice carries a consequence. And some losses are permanent. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel.